Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different Christmas tutorial. We're going to be doing candy cane eyeliner. So I'm first starting off with my eyeshadow primers. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Amplifying Eye Primer first, and then I'll be following it up with the Essence 2-in-1 Eyeshadow Primer in 02 Nude Rose. We're going to be doing a fairly basic eyeshadow look for this because I really want the focus to be on the eyeliner. So I'm first starting out with the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette. I'm using the shade Laetus and putting that all over the eye. For my transition area, I wanted to use something sort of in between Lazarus and Ludwin, so I'm mixing the two of those together and buffing them through my crease. I just need a very faint hint of a shadow, nothing super deep. I ended up thinking that the color I put all over my lid was a little bit too yellow, so I went into Lucius and covered my entire lid with that shade. It's a little bit more of a bone cream color. For my outer corner color, I'm going to be dipping into the shade Solas with a fluffy brush and just buffing that through my outer corner. I use a lot of dabbing motions in order to place the color because I really wanted to keep it concentrated on the very outer corner without dragging it through my crease. Okay, here's where we're going to start building out the candy cane eyeliner. I'm going to start with the Makeup Forever Aqua XL eyeliner pencil in the shade M16, and I'm drawing a rather thick line across my lash line because this is going to be the base for the candy cane. I feel it's easier to work with white as a base and then build colors on top of it. If you have a liquid liner, it will work better than this because I'm personally not used to doing a winged liner with a pencil, but what I found works is that if you rub the edges of it on the back of your hand and sort of build it to a sharp point, this will make it much easier to get that winged liner because obviously if you're using a blunt pencil liner, you're gonna get kind of like a rounded edge, which is not really what we want in this situation. So I kind of rub the pencil back and forth on my hand in order to build it into a point over and over again if I need that sharp edge. Again, if you have liquid liner, it will work better, but I thought I had one and it turns out I didn't, so I went with the pencil. Okay, moving on to the red color. I'm going to be taking a little bit of Inglot's Duraline and mixing it with the red color from the Makeup Forever Artistic Flash Palette. You're going to need to locate the smallest brushes that you have in your collection. Even the one I'm using in the screen right now was too thick and I had to switch to something smaller just so I could get a really fine edge for the line. This is very finicky and it will take you a very long time to master, so try to be patient with yourself, go slowly, and don't get frustrated because the more you get frustrated, the wobblier your lines will be. I ended up dipping into the white in the flash palette with another brush and cleaned up the lines that way. I found that that worked very well because I don't think I actually had brushes that were small enough to be doing this, so I needed to clean up the lines after the fact. So I varied the lines between thick and thin sort of to match a candy cane. You could add green in if you wanted to, but I was happy with just using the red. Okay, so I want to make this look a little bit more cartoonish, I guess you could call it. So I'm taking my Physicians Formula Eye Booster and using that black pen liner to sort of outline the entire wing. This will bring a little bit more definition to the overall look because I feel like while the white sticks out on my eye, it doesn't really complete the look. I felt like the black liner really helped to make the whole thing pop. This is hands down the most intricate and intense winged liner that I have ever done, given that I started off with a pencil, added some red lines, and now I'm re-outlining the entire thing in black. Just go slowly and try to put your arm down on a desk so that you can balance yourself. The balancing of your arm will help to keep the lines straight. I'm going to come back to the eyes later, but for now we're going to finish up the rest of the face. So I'm using the Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation in the shade Snow on a damp Real Techniques Miracle Complexion sponge, and I'm just sponging that all over my face and blending it into the corners just to make sure that everything is seamless. Moving on to bronzer, I'm using one of my favorites, the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm just buffing that in all the same places that I normally do, and I'm noticing right now that I missed some foundation on my chin. That's unfortunate. For my cheeks, I'm sticking with the red color to match the candy cane in my eyes, and this is the Elizabeth Mott Tints and Sass. It's a liquid stain that you can use on your lips and cheeks, but I really only ever use it on my cheeks. And I just dab it on to my cheeks directly and then use a duo fiber brush to blend it out. I feel like cheek stains can be intimidating, but you can see here that the duo fiber brush is doing a great job of buffing that out. For my highlighter, I'm going to be using the Quo Highlight and Glow palette. The shade that I pointed to is the one I'm going to be using, but it doesn't actually have a name, which is a little bit unfortunate. The shade itself is predominantly white with a hint of gold to it. Now that we've finished up the face, it's time to go back to the eyes. And I'm taking my Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon in the shade Fine Wine, and I'm applying that heavily to my lower waterline and sort of rubbing that into my lashes, because I'm then going to be taking the eyeshadow by Makeup Forever in, sadly, a shade that they don't make anymore. It's M846. And putting that on a pencil brush and really running that along my lower lash line. I want the pencil liner and the shadow to sort of meld into one color, and I really want it to fade out nicely. And the best way to get that smooth fade is just to keep running your brush back and forth until it does blur out completely. For the inner corner of my eye, I'm going to add some glitter. This is the MAC Glitter Brilliance in the shade Reflex Red. I did put on a glitter glue first, but I forgot to show it on camera. So I dabbed a little bit of glitter glue into the inner corner of my eye and then took my brush, dabbed it into the glitter, and just put it directly on top of that glitter glue. I'm going to skim through my brows rather quickly because I don't really do anything ingenious with them, but I'm using the Inglot and JLo Brow Liner Gel in the shade Taupe J503, and I just use that on an angled brush and apply that directly to my brows. For mascara, I'm going to be using my CoverGirl Clump Crusher in the water resistant formula and just apply that to my top and bottom lashes. I'm going to add some false lashes to this look as well, but I'm going to keep them relatively subdued because I don't want them overtaking the liner. And the ones that I'm using today are the House of Lashes Au Naturels. To finish everything off, I'm going to go in with a red lipstick, of course, and I'm using the Maybelline Matte Ink in Pioneer. I first put that on directly from the sort of doe foot applicator, but I do go back in later with a brush to sort of just clean up the edges, because while the doe foot applicator is relatively good, I'm not amazing with applying lipstick, so I always go back in with a brush just to clean everything up. And there we have it. That's the finished look. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye!